Hello, George Endicott here, the mayor. We're here today to celebrate the 95th anniversary of the original opening of this building, which happened January 13th, 1922. Of course, here we are 95 years later, getting very, very close to having this building done so we can turn it into our new city hall. And if you look where I'm standing right now, is right at the entrance into where the city manager and the mayor's office are going to be. And if you look at some of the features here, you can see we've saved a lot of the historical features, but obviously another thing we've done, if you look down the hall, you can see that we've opened the building up and kept it open so that we would have light, at least natural light, as much as we possibly could. Another point I want to make is the blank wall you see down here off to my left, where my hand is, will eventually be a collage of a bunch of pictures from the history of Redmond, you know, other graduations, students, teachers, just a history of Redmond on that wall, again, to celebrate the historical nature of this building and of Redmond. I'd like to introduce Jason Neff, our project manager, who's been leading the charge here on redoing this building, turned it into our new city hall, and he's going to take a minute and talk about some of the features of the building, in particular some of the historical artifacts that we've been able to preserve. So with that, Jason,
right on. So right now this is our future HR office, and there's some historical aspects that we've been able to retain here. So throughout the facility, we've refurbished all the windows. Some of them have, about half of them have original hardware, so that's really cool to bring that back into the facility. Also, to our left here, or your right, this is a chalkboard that we were able to save, and with a little bit of chalkboard paint, we'll bring this back to life, but another historical aspect to the building.
We're going to do a brief tour of a few of the really interesting features of the building. One I want to point out right here is this arch. This is original to the building, and that's one of those features that we decided to save and be able to show, you know, the citizens and maybe a few of the old timers that are still around, like my dad who went here, would be able to recognize some of that. So we're really looking forward to those sorts of things. And then Jason's going to talk about a couple of more of the features that we were able to save.
So if we continue on up the staircase here, you'll see the original handrail. We're retaining that. We're going to have to add some ADA on top of it, but it was nice to bring that back to life. You can see as we walk up here, once again, the great big windows. We're going to have some public art installed in one of the top half circles you see there. So that'll be a really neat feature of the building. So this is our grand hallway upstairs. We have put hardwood floors back into the building. The originals could not be saved. They're on their last few years of their life, so it was neat to bring back the wood floors and put in brand new ones.
We're going to take a look in some of the new public spaces here. As we've mentioned, we're still under construction, so bear with us, but this is going to be some of our major public space. This is not the chamber area, it's still under construction, but this is some of the public rooms where people can use them for different kinds of activities.
Absolutely. So this is what we're standing at right now is our new permit counter. So when you come in to get a building permit or you need to have your plans looked at by our city staff, this is where you come. So it's going to be a great space for city services.
And again, you know, when we have some of the energy efficiencies and energy saving features, you notice again the windows and the walls of glass to be able to allow all that natural light to come in. One of the other things we've done is at the office that we can trigger a light.
Yep.
So here's an interesting feature. We've also added some of the energy saving features. So lights in offices don't go on until you go into the office. So here, I don't know if you saw it, but as I stepped in, the light in the office went on, and of course in a few minutes it'll go out when there's no activity. Again, trying to do some energy efficiencies in this building as we go.
So So what we're standing in right now is one of our hard offices, they call them in the building. This is our planning director's office, and what we're looking at right now is some brick that we saved as far as not covering it up with drywall. This was originally the 1920s exterior of the building, so it's very cool to be able to showcase. You know, there's 400,000 bricks in this building, and this was originally the exterior of the building.
Yeah, and all those bricks actually came out of the Bend Brickyard when this building was originally constructed back in 1921, 1922. We're standing right now in some of the lease space. What we've done is, right now, and in the foreseeable future for the next several years, will probably be more room than we need. And so that was one of the features that we designed in and planned for, was being able to lease some of the space here to some of our other civic partners. We're actually right now standing in what will become Justice Court, and then eventually there will be other partners in here to include some of the other county services, veteran services, and their planning department as well, so that you know, everyone's coincidental and working together as one.